Well, Coach, last night after the game, you predicted first one to 50 will win the game, and I guess you were thinking it was going to go the other way, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, we knew it was going to come down to possessions, and so definitely this is about where we thought it was going to be with the game, and so not really surprised that way.
Can you describe the last play? Melrose misses the free throw, then they come down. It looked like Devin Orbick was all over that shooter.
Yeah, he was. So he came down, and I think there was 6 seconds on the. So that's plenty of time to be able to get the ball up the court and kind of move, and a little bit of a longer rebound, which is plenty of time. Yeah, he was there, and that's who we want on their guy. And it was kind of a little fumble, little thing, and so that's the way it goes, And so you got to give Asimus kid credit for making the shot, and Devin was right on him. So it's one of those things with basketball is that you keep it within one possession or 1 point game or 2 point game or 3 point game, then it comes down to those final shots.
It was really a good game between these two because I have no idea how many lead changes were there in the game.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be close, and so it just felt like if one team could get out to a bigger lead, that it would be a big thing, but neither team could. So it's kind of back and forth, and I give our guys credit for really sticking it out and making some big plays down the stretch, but we just didn't. We just were not good defensively in that kind of middle stretch of the second half when they kind of got on a little bit of a run. That's where I think we lost it and Morris won it, was not in the last 2 minutes, but more in the last kind of like that 10-minute mark to 5-minute mark in the second half.
Well, it seemed, too, the whole game that Morris really wanted to drive hard, which they've got players to do that. But when you drive in there as many times as they did, or even backing down players, do you look for more help defense, or what do you try to do?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely wanted it to get the ball inside, mainly by driving. And so, yeah, we talked about the 5 feet around the rim was going to be huge tonight. And so – we felt we could help out a little bit more, but, they cut very well away from the basketball. And so that hurt us on several times was on some of those cuts.
When you look at Ronnie Engelmeyer, the way he plays, I just marvel at how many things he can do with the basketball. Can you touch on some of those skills that he has?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously a really good three-point shooter, but he's really getting now good at the mid-range jump shot, and teams are playing up on the three, of course, so he's been able to get in there, and he can score at all 3 levels, and so he's a guy that other teams are really going to be a number 1 on their scouting report.
I'm always so happy, too, when Hunter Goyle gets to score some baskets because, again, watching him progress through his basketball career, right now he's very productive, isn't he?
Yeah, we've talked about this before. He shoots a very high percentage from the floor, but he's also the type of guy that plays off of other guys, and he's really now in the last couple of weeks found his rhythm with where he can get open, and he makes inside shots, guys are having more confidence with him in there, and he's finding that little opening. So, yeah, I mean, big guys like that, they set a lot of screens, they do a lot of the dirty work, and so to reward them with some buckets is really nice.
Now, I don't know if it's a factor. I'm just going to bring up, you played Saturday, played last night, played again tonight. Was that a factor at all?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, we looked a step slow on things, and some of our legs weren't there with it. But, I mean, that's kind of the way it goes, and everyone has tired legs at some time. So I don't think it overly played a factor, but we definitely seemed a little short on a few things tonight.
Well, and again, as you look at your schedule coming up, do you get to a point to where you don't really need to practice a lot? Playing a lot of games is okay, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this time of year, there's not new systems that we're putting in or new things. It's really about taking care of our physical bodies and then also taking care of the mental part of the game of scouting reports. So this is how we do things a little bit differently for that. And so, yeah, now it's just really about being mentally tough on it because it is a grind with it. So you're right. It sometimes is nice to have a little bit of time off to be able to relax the body, but it's also important that you stay mentally sharp because sometimes, you can't – it's tough to correct things when you're playing games all the time. That's what practice is for.
Mm-hmm. But, again, the team's doing fine, though, right? Again, this was you knew it was going to be competitive, and it certainly was here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this one stinks. I mean, no question. This one, you lose on this one, you lose on Annandale, and so, not winning those games – really hurts us. Hurts us in the conference race, hurts us in the section race. So there's no way to sugarcoat it that this was a tremendously, I don't say disappointing loss in the sense that we knew it was going to be a close game, but just in the fashion of losing this game. And so it'll be interesting to see how guys can really come back and be tough because going down to Bold on Friday and, they've won 8 in a row. They'll probably win 10 in a row by the time that we get there on Friday night. And so we got to be ready to go. Win or lose, you got to be ready to go the next day.